Hey debaters, we are back at it again. So hopefully you've already watched the video about what your evidence packet should look like. If you haven't, make sure you go watch the rookie version so that your evidence packet is set up like mine and you can put the novice files in a way that will make sense. So if you just got your novice files, they probably look like this, right? It's kind of just a bunch of green pieces of paper with a white one either at the beginning or at the end. So that white piece of paper that's either at the beginning or the end, you can take that out. You don't need that, okay? That's just to separate them to make sure we can find them. The first thing in here, well, the first thing is it's all green. So you know it's all one argument. And this argument is the military spending trade-off disadvantage. Basically says if we spend money on the plan, we have to find that money somewhere else, and we're going to take it from the military, and that may or may not cause some problems, right? So we're going to go through where all this evidence should go in your folder. So the first thing here is this is the example 2AC. So we know this comes in the second affirmative constructive, so it's affirmative evidence. And up here it says this is page 1 out of 3, right? So let's find those 3 pages, 1, 2, 3. They go together, and where they're going to go is right as you open your folder, the other example 1AC arguments are already here in the left pocket. So I want you to just take that example 2AC that you just took out and put it right in there. See if I can get it on camera. See where these 1ACs are? Put it right there, right in the very back behind them. Boom. Easy. So when you look at your 1ACs, you have 1AC for school prison pipeline, 1AC for economic growth, and then the 2AC for the spending trade-off disadvantage. Okay. What's next? So what comes next in the folder is the actual evidence and indexes for the affirmative advantages. So we definitely want to keep this other affirmative arguments on the same side of the folder, right? So we have the affirmative spending trade-off disadvantage answers, and it goes from page 20 to page 29. So go ahead and count up until you find page 29. Page 29 is the last page. Take them out. So the last thing you should see is negative spending trade-off disadvantage. We don't want that yet. We want pages, we want the index plus pages 20 through 29. And what we're going to do is you look at your affirmative evidence. Everything is already grouped by the affirmative advantages. So we're going to go straight to the back behind all these. And before we get, right as we get to the negative evidence, right? So these are the indexes for the negative evidence. Go ahead and pop your folder open, your binder open. Take the new evidence for the affirmative and just put it right in there behind the other affirmative arguments. So that way, in your debate, when you're looking for it, you know that all the rookie evidence comes first, everything about the case. And then once you're done with the case, you can get straight to the answers to the disadvantage, right? So that makes it really easy to figure it out. So if you're looking at the affirmative side's evidence, it'll go white. That's the indexes for the case stuff. Yellow, that's the affirmative school to prison pipeline arguments. Blue, that's the affirmative's economic growth arguments. And then green, which is the affirmative's answers to the spending disadvantage. Okay, once you've got that in, that's all the affirmative evidence. You got it good, it's all rolling. Now we get on to the negative side. So on the negative side, first thing we'll see is negative stopping school prison pipeline advantage answers. And we start at page 100, right? So now we're at the 100s. So we want to skip through the negative evidence that we've already put in here. So past the yellow and blue until we get to the end of the 3-ring binder. You see that there's nothing else in here in the 3-ring binder. There's just stuff in this pocket, but there's nothing in the binder itself. So let's take that new negative evidence we have. We have the index, plus we have pages 122 through 130. So I want you to take those out, 122 through 130. Take those out, open up your binder, open up the 3 rings, and then go ahead and take that evidence and put it right into the back of the 3-ring binder in the actual 3 rings. Boom, lock it up. Okay, so in the back of the 3-ring binder should be that green evidence, including the index plus pages 122 through 130. Now we get to the actual back part of the binder on the right-hand side. So we have the example 1NCs for the answers to the school to prison pipeline advantage and the 1NC for the answer to the economic growth advantage. Once you take those final few pieces of green sheets you have, and notice at the top, it's military spending trade-off disadvantage, example 1NC. And it's a 1NC, right? So it comes in the first negative constructive. You want to read this in the first negative constructive. Probably first, because it's your most important argument as the negative, but we'll get into that later. So take that, go all the way to the back of the right-hand side of your folder, put it in there like that. So it comes after these blue and yellow sheets. And that way you can find it easily when you need it later. Easy peasy, right? So now everything's in order. You can find it. You know, oh, I'm affirmative. They read the military spending thing. So I need to go to the green pages. And then the green pages, I need to find the arguments I want, right? So this is going to make it really, really easy for you to find what you need in the debates and read it as you need it. So I highly recommend you make sure you keep your binder organized. That's going to make your debates a lot easier. It's going to make more effective debating for you, and you're not going to spend a lot of time flipping through trying to find things. So make sure you set your binder up this way. Enjoy your debates, have a good time, and I'll see you at the tournament.